ESPN has ran several thousand simulations and was unable to recreate a team that picked second in an 8-man league going 0-6. One would assume that they were intentionally tanking, and brilliantly so, with expert precision. But then again, what's the goal of that on a fantasy team? Betty White's notoriously ill-fated 2015 fantasy team had an 0-5 start, but she still managed to win that 6th game despite leaving her RB2 spot vacant. Her kicker was left in her lineup despite being on a bye, and she flexed Chad Ochocinco, who had not played in the NFL since 2012. So why would someone put so much effort into losing at fantasy football, especially after such incessant shit-talking prior to the season? Eric's boastfulness even inspired a poll to be placed on the Ass to Mouth Appreciation Society's league home screen, seeking to figure out if Eric is really as good as he thinks he is. That question has still not been answered. So what is the motivation for this obvious tanking? We had to investigate the stakes of this league. The very first message on the Ass to Mouth Appreciation Society's league home screen message board is information about the draft, as well as the stakes of this league. This is what is specified. Whomever wins this league gets their dick sucked. Whomever comes in last place will suck the dick. Everyone else has to watch and eat popcorn. These are standard rules across all leagues. ESPN must also note that although this sort of dick sucking is not standard across leagues in the United States, these rules are standard in most PPR formats in Uruguay. Finally, upon reading this message board post, we've uncovered the proverbial smoking gun. The motive for the tank is not to be the dick suckee, but rather the dick sucker. Upon evaluation, both the current standings, point total, as well as ESPN's projected rankings, it becomes obvious that one Phillip Maloney of a currently named Team Man in Truck's Sexy Sundays is the leader in all categories to come out on top. Did Eric know this all along? For someone to so expertly tank while not making the tank completely obvious by placing inactive players into his lineup, or characters from football-related films in such a manner as the real-life Miami Dolphins are currently doing, is it so far-fetched to assume that he may have also used his brilliance to deduce that Phillip had an excellent chance of winning the league? Did Eric know that by week 7, the Vegas odds makers were giving Phillip a 73% chance of making the playoffs and a 53% chance of winning the whole thing? Is this all a diabolical plan to place Phillip's fat, fuzzy hog in his tight little mouth? We turn to Phillip to get some backstory on this.
Oh, Eric? Yeah, he's been wanting to snarf my hog for years. It's cool. Like, probably about 2012, we were at the back porch of House Pride. Someone whipped out a promotional Dennis the Menace calendar and just made me hard as nails. He saw the outline of my boner in my pants, and ever since then, he's been looking for it. But, you know, it's no big deal. We're great friends, and I just assume most people want to snarf my hog anyway, so whatever.
So now that this bombshell discovery has been made, should the public change their perception of one Eric Handsy Anderson? When ESPN first broke the story of the world's only legitimate 0-6 fantasy start, there was an outpouring of pity from the sports community. Even professional football players, such as the Detroit Lions' own Mike Ford Jr., expressed his sympathy and offered words of support.
Hey, what's up, Eric? It's Mike Ford, Detroit Lions. I hear you're 0-6 in your fantasy league, man. I just wanted to let you know, man, don't give up. Just keep fighting. Never know what can happen. Keep on pushing, man. Maybe you can make it turn around and shock a whole bunch of those guys.
Now that we know that this 0-6 start isn't just the result of some feeble-minded tinkering, but rather the genius folly of a madman, should the world turn on Eric? Is it ethical to tank a fantasy team just for the opportunity to snarf on an exquisite hog? You decide. We here at ESPN know it's not.
Wow.